I'm practically challenged. I'm also here with the co-chairperson of the Labrador Medical Dental Council, Honorable Theophilus Kamafaya, and we have our PRO in the audience, Mr. Emmanuel Ko. We bring you greetings from the Labrador Medical and Dental Council, the agency of the governor of Liberia, enacted by law to regulate medical practice within the Republic of Liberia. Our mandate can be categorized briefly into licensing all health workers around the country, registering them, setting standards for medical facilities and medical training institutions, and adjudicating cases of medical malpractices. We have been doing this on a very small scale because of varying challenges here and there, logistically, financially, but with the help of the central government that have been providing the needed resources, we've tried to enact our mandate as much as possible. We want to say a big thank you to the Justice Ministry, who has been very helpful with regards to enforcing the laws concerning the Labrador Medical and Dental Council. For our organizational structure, it's important to note that the chairperson of the Labrador Medical Council is not an appointee of central government. All of the cadres of health workers come together and they send their representatives, and there's elections, and one person is chosen as the head. Traditionally, the doctors are the head of any medical setting, so almost all of the times we have a doctor that is chosen. For the day working of the council is headed by the Registrar General, who does the administrative work. And because of integrity and check and balance purposes, we don't have one person doing everything and making the decisions. So the council works in committees. So nobody can just call Dr. Andrew Sanai and say, please give me license. They will not work because we have committees that do those work. So our most active committees currently are the Ethics and Grievance Committee and the Credential Committee. And we make sure we choose reputable people and people that are high up in the medical setting to head these committees. For example, we have Professor Peter Kuwor that is heading the Ethics and Grievance Committee, and Dr. Stephen Kennedy is heading the Credentials Committee that is being co-chaired by Dr. Cecilia Luther. So these people come up with decisions, they make recommendations, the recommendations are brought to us and then we effectuate those recommendations. But most times we hear the chairperson say, but those decisions are not personally mine. As per our work to conduct investigations, although it has been nationally and internationally spread over the latest investigation that we had. So the council, like I said previously, is responsible to license all of the health workers. And when I took over 2 years ago, I realized that we're having a lot of cases of medical malpractices. So we decided to conduct.
Too many movement. Let's give them.
We decided to conduct a credential audit. So this time of the beginning of this year, I instructed the people that if anybody comes for the license, just make sure the file is adequately populated at least with the basics. Because we didn't have money to do all of the robust credentials for it. And surprisingly, some people came for licenses and they didn't even have file at LMPC. So it's like, okay, maybe because we have moved offices, so maybe in the process of moving, maybe some files got missing. So we decided to call them physically to bring their documents. And unfortunately for us, Mr. Peter George, who was the president of the Labrador Medical and Dental Association, they didn't have any file there. And I want to clearly state here that the Labrador Medical and Dental Association is just a pressure group and advocacy group of the doctors. So whoever pays the due can go to meetings and can convince his friends they can become president as opposed to the chairperson of the Labrador Medical and Dental Council, which is a body that encompasses all of the health workers and that has vigorous processes to elect the chairperson. So I just want to make that one clear. So Mr. Peter George didn't have his file. I called him several to bring the file. He told me that he was going to bring the file. One minute he said that I think his place was Brian was going to bring X, Y, and Z. Unfortunately for him, my father died in 1970. He would come and say he was cardiac surgeon. There was no internet, there was nothing, but now just by the click of the button, you can be able to make confirmation. So when I called him, he said he graduated from Sterling, but I know that because we're part of the Association of Medical Councils of Africa, we have a chat room. I called the Registrar General of Sterling, Dr. Tiamu Kamara, and I asked him if they had anybody in the registry, and Dr. Kamara told me that the only Peter Matthew George had in the registry was somebody that died somewhere around Ebola. So they didn't have any other. So I informed the Credential Committee, but apparently Mr. George had somebody on that Credential Committee that was feeding with information. So we wouldn't act on that because he didn't bring any substantiated document. So I reminded him the next time he stayed right from Central Data Record. I don't know where that country is in the world. But we didn't act on it because there was no document. So when we started pressing for document, he finally brought a document from University of Hertfordshire, which is in the UK. So without even putting his name, I just went online and Googled University of Hertfordshire Medical School. The paper that he brought is here. He said he graduated. He attended the school between 2010 to 2014. And in that process, he got MD, he got postgraduate, he graduated with honors and he did part-time. This is here. For you to get an MD in Liberia, you got to go to University of Liberia for 4 years. You go to WD for 5 years, you do internship for 1 year, like 10 solid years to become an ordinary general practitioner. So that was a no-no for me, first and number one. Number two, they don't give MDs in the UK, they give MBBS. The MD is the American standard. Only everything concerned, I went on the page, and people said they were just seeking accreditation of open medical school at Hertfordshire in this year. This 2025, and they hope to start a medical school. They hope to start a medical school and program in 2026. Yes. So Peter George is my personal friend. I called him and said, the thing I see on this internet, I hope it's not true because of very big disaster. Oh, that will open over my paper, so they just bring the paper. Then I contacted a colleague in the UK, Dr. Buri, who made inquiry at the school. So they were charging some £30 for personal inquiry, and then for organizational inquiry, they were charging less of money. So we were able to pay that money. The people send us information that they don't have any such name in the registry. There's nobody that ever attended the school. We'll call him back for the last time. He did not appear before the committee, and he said he put up something about wish one and all of that. So I told you I didn't have contact. They can be wish one anywhere, but once you bring the paper, we'll make sure we'll cancel that wish one for up to 9 years not going. So the committee recommended that his license be revoked, and that's why he got all of the other stories that we've been hearing concerning that he brought some people of influence and he said this and that and all of that. What we said to them, we work with the government, we know that the government has the interest of each and every citizen, regardless of your class, your status. Once he brings his document to the, we'll be seeing the revocation, he will be reinstated as a doctor, and he can even take us to court and sue the LMD, and we'll go there and give us word into court. For now, that's it. He has not proven to us that he has had any registration anywhere part of the world. And we have some people coming up saying, oh, he had papers for fellowship and whatever. The fellowship is the highest level. Medical education is different. When you hear somebody say somebody is a fellow, which means the person has almost reached the equivalent of PhD in a setting. So a fellowship can be given on different levels. The most important degree in medicine is your first degree, your foundation degree. Then if you do membership, someone maybe take the exam of fellowship, they got fellowship by exam, they get fellowship by election, they got honorary fellowship. Last year, the Broad College of Physicians and Surgeons honor our president and maybe or honorary fellow in surgery. It doesn't mean that you go to have any consultation to see a patient. It only means that he has been championing the cause of medicine in this country, so we decided to honor him. So Peter George having fellowship doesn't need anything. When somebody they got fellowship and they don't have for MD, they just say I'm a CPA, but I don't have a accounting degree. That's the way it is. If anybody tells me that almost they say I'm a corporate lawyer, but I don't have LLB, they don't work there. So medicine, the first and foremost is an MD. So I just briefly about the Peter George case. So the recommendations of we want to thank the government laboratory, this public manner. They are making immense strides. Since we started making a lot of laws of LMDC, we've been getting calls here and there. The finance ministry have even given us some little amount to do nationwide assessment, so we are grateful to the government. And we want to ensure everybody that LMDC will work in the interest of the government as per the arrest agenda. We've been collaborating with other international regulators. We're not doing things of our own standard. We are working with the West African Health Organization, which is WAHU, Association of Medical Councils of Africa, International Association of Medical Regulatory Authorities. So now for prudential check, we don't have to do much. I just said on my phone, a few days ago, I had an issue with one doctor for Congo. I went online, I contacted the registered, the president of the council, and then they told us what we needed to get. For verifications, we've also used the Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates in the U.S. who even share information with us with respect to medical malpractices. Another group that is called Data Flow from UAE. And we are also using the campaigners for academic crimes court of Liberia. So because of the unforeseen situation of how the Peter Matthew George case, we have started a robust credential check moving forward. And people may ask, how did you all sit there and let Peter George go through the system for 10 years? I cannot say how it happened. And right now, the only person who can come and tell us how they got that license is the Peter George himself. Most of the people at LMDC were not there at that time. Whether he went to World Trade Center or he got it from there, unless he comes to that investigation, we wouldn't know. Because the most important activity for credentialing is the first credential. Once we apply, you go through the credential and committee, you take exams and all of that. When you come for subsequent license reviewer, you don't go through all of those things. So it may have happened or pass the first one, and then you just go through, or you can't say this unless it comes for us to know. So the Ministry of Health, which is the head of the sector, has been informed about the situation, which was also Peter George's employer. They are being informed. We're working with the Justice Ministry to make sure we conclude on the matter. We ask that each and every one to kindly report medical malpractices to LMDC, and we cannot be any happier today with this insurance coverage. Most of the decision makings when it comes to health practices is based on financial matters. I want to go to Chimali, I don't have money, I want to go to GFK, so I go to take all of the herbs, I make my neighbor and do everything. Most times they say people die or die at GFK, but most of the people go there. They are at terminal stages of illnesses, the prognosis is poor, and then they just go there and take their last breath. But once we have a robust insurance coverage and people can go to the hospital working or in fact, at this age and stage, nobody should worry or pay medical bills and find food to eat. Yeah, when you get sick, you should just go to the hospital. So we can thank the government more for starting to institute this insurance for people less privileged to control patients. Health facilities that are provided, that are benefiting from the coverage scheme, are staffed with the right people, and the facilities are optimal for everybody to get what they need to get. So before I conclude, I just want to ask again, I would like both support for every practice around the country. At current, we have our main office in Monrovia. We have one office in Ghana that covers Nimba, Bong, and Lufa. The rest of the country is going through. Maryland, Cape Mount, Bacolod, if they have any problem, they gotta come to us in Mauritius. Imagine somebody can't even afford to get proper coverage and then have to come to Mauritius. So with most support, the people open more regional offices or use technology to send information instead of people coming up and down. And hopefully that will be, it will help all of our plans to come to fruition. So I want to thank you all very much for the opportunity to be here again and be ready for questions and answers. Thank you very much.